What up, YouTube Alayx? Coming back at you with another custom StarCraft 2 cast spawning on the top left-hand side of the map. It's our red Keiron player Cognite going up against his opponent spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map. It's our blue Protoss player Now, you guys, happy Halloween. The reason I'm casting this matchup is because the Keiron almost looks like a Protoss race dressed up as aliens, and I am all about it. This game is not from the Custom Scion Cup, but rest assured, we will see more of those games in the future. But if you guys are not familiar with the Custom Scion Races mod, this mod adds 3 new playable races to the StarCraft universe. It's a super sick mod, and I highly recommend you guys check it out when you get the chance. Now, back to the show. Both players are sending over their respective scouts. We do have what is going to be the Converter throwing down the Citadel in the natural base location. You immediately spots this and goes for the attack on the Converter, and man, look at these guys. This Converter truly looks like, it almost looks like a drone dressed up as a probe. You know what? That might actually be my thumbnail. Anyway, you trying to throw down some harassment, but Cognite not succumbing to that harassment. He will be continuing to build his expansion in the natural base location, and you deciding to steal some minerals about it. He's like, hey, I couldn't deny the natural base, so I'm going to go ahead and run away with these minerals in my mouth. And taking a look at what the Protoss player is doing, you is also throwing down an expansion in, whoa, what is this shadow? Oh, okay, we're on Oceanborn Ellie. Okay. For a second, I thought we were going to see something insane and totally broken, but no. If you guys are not familiar with this map, there is like a shark, like a flying shark that flies above the map beyond player vision. Even if we zoom out like this, look at this, we cannot see it. He's like a shark with a... Anyway, doesn't matter. I thought it was like a mothership for a second, and my whole world was about to shatter. But what was I even saying? Okay, so both players are expanding. So we don't have any proxy plays, but that doesn't necessarily rule out any sort of 2-base all-ins. And one thing that you guys should know about the Keiron, I've said it in a lot of my casts, they have a radius of about a pylon's worth of distance around their main mining structure, so they cannot do any sort of proxy warp-ins unless they build a citadel right next to their opponent. So we've seen it once before. I'll see if I can find that video, but yeah, proxy plays get really wild with the Keiron. Now, what do I see on the production tab? We have what is going to be a Stargate. So you actually chrono boosting out an Oracle, so he's going for the Oracle harassment, and oh my god, dude, this shadow freaks me out, man. It duped me the second time, but anyway, he's going for the Oracle, and he's also sending over a stalker. He already has a stalker at the red side of the map. It will be chased away by these vaults, though, so the stalker running to its brother. Now we have 2 stalkers against what is going to be, how many vaults are on the field? 6 vaults. So the vaults are actually pretty good. And one thing, if I'm remembering correctly about Cognite, is he loves himself some tier 1 units. So we may see a lot of vaults in this game. One of the stalkers going down. The second stalker trying to get the snipe on the vault, and it does. This Oracle trying to run away. I think you wanted to make sure that Cognite did not spot this, and I'm not sure if Cognite did. We'll see if you get some damage with this Oracle, but we do have the Subjector, and the Subjector immediately spots this. I didn't know that was in range. Maybe he did spot that Oracle and just had the game sense to realize that that Oracle was going to be flying in on the right side of his main base, and you with the juke going in to the middle of the main base, now doing some damage. At the same time, this stalker trying to get some kills does actually deny the building on that Citadel, and this Oracle getting 4 kills. How many workers went down this game? 5 workers going down, and we're at just about 5 minutes in. We do see the mass recall on this Oracle, though, so you deciding he did enough damage and decided to go back home. And do we have anything other than a Subjector and Volts on the field? No, we have 2 Subjectors and 10 Volts on the field for our red Keiron player. Now, one other thing to mention is, even though they do resemble Protoss, the Keiron have to continuously build their structures. The only difference is they can build them at a distance. So it's a really cool mechanic, not something we see in the vanilla StarCraft 2 races. Now, taking a look at what Yu is up to, he has what is going to be a 3rd base, not this time. Mr. Shark, not this time, trying to freak me out, making me think that there's some sort of mothership on the field when there is, in fact, not a mothership on the field. We have what is going to be Blink on the way. We have more gateways on the way as well. 4 gateways on the way, and we have a robotics facility. So I think this Stargate was only built for harassment purposes and nothing else. It would have been kind of cool to see something. And we have a great stasis field on these vaults, cutting the army virtually in half and also giving sight for you on the location of this army. And now these poor vaults, they are going to be stuck. I'm assuming... Okay, for a second, I was assuming that you was going to get the surround on these things, but Cognite doing a great job at making sure he is ready to attack in case these vaults do get sniped. Blink is not quite done yet, so these stalkers will not be able to chase them away. The vaults do seem like they are a little bit faster. Actually, the speed looks virtually identical between the vaults and the stalkers. Now, we also have what is going to be an Oracle flying in this time. Still with 4 kills. We'll see if he's going for the 3rd base location or if he's going to go back into the main base. We'll see. We also have a 4th base coming in for our red Keiron player. And at the same time, a big army of vaults coming into the middle of the blue side of the map. One of the shield batteries does go down, but I think this is too many stalkers to deal with. But Cognite going in for the commitment on this and then running away. But now these stalkers do have Blink and they will be chased away. At the same time, this Oracle not doing much. For a second, I thought I forgot what it was called. Oh my god, but these vaults running away. Taking a look at the resources lost tab, 1,200 resources lost by red and only 275 by our blue Protoss player. So man, both these players are still in this game, but I think Cognite, I think he has to think about building units other than the vault. We do have the Umbras, and the Umbras are really, really cool. As long as they're moving, they are cloaked until they attack. So right now, as far as I know at least, they are cloaked until they engage with the Protoss army. We also have what is going to be the Oculus. The Oculus is also a really cool structure, but it's not being used. So what the Oculus does, it's almost like a sensor tower. But what it does is it creates like a scan animation. Here it is, right when I said it. Great timing, Cognite. So it has a distance of about half a map. I think half a map's worth of distance is what the Oculus has, and this vision is here forever until that structure goes down. So it's a great utility structure, provides a lot of really good map control, and I think is one of my favorite structures in the Custom Scion Races mod. And here we go. This is clever. We have what is going to be, now this is good Halloween themed, man. I know you didn't know I was going to be casting this game around Halloween time, but having a fake Oracle is so on brand, man. I love it. But we have what is going to be a big red army moving down towards these zealots. I don't think Cognite realizes that there's zealots here. Do we have zealot charge actually? Let's take a look at, I think it's G. Here we go. Yes, we do. So we do have zealot charge, blink, and +2 attack for our Protoss player, and we have what I think is I actually don't know what this is, but we have speed for the vaults, and we have what is going to be, I think this is vault attack upgrade. So here we go though. We have a big engagement. We have Colossi on the field. We have what is a classic not Golden Armada, but Protoss Deathball. The Golden Armada is air Protoss units, but we have a blue Protoss Deathball. We did have Thermal Lance on the way, which I think is just about done, actually. Taking a look, Thermal Lance is not done. Oh, here it is. So it's almost done. And we have the red army retreating back home, but we have the 1 Colossus with 0 kills right now. But this is a really scary Protoss army. We're going to see how the red Keiron player handles this. The Umbras are really good at flanking armies, and they're really tanky as well. That Colossus does go down, and now we have what is going to be a warping of vaults coming in to engage the right side of this Protoss army, and it looks like he was actually forced to retreat. But these Oculus animations, as we can see, providing vision for the red Keiron player, so he knows exactly the positioning of the blue Protoss army. And at the same time, there is 1 pariah doing some damage to this Nexus, but that was so much overkill on that pariah going down. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the pariah, it's like a mix between a zealot and an adept. So it has a short range shade ability, but it's melee only. So honestly, like a perfect mix of the Zealot and the Adept, and they're the guys with these like these lances right here, these like halberds or whatever. But here we go. We have the Keiron army chilling in the middle of the map. We have this Oracle with 11 kills, so it did get some kills on the back end of this. We did not see that though. Taking a look at the workers killed, 12 workers killed to 8, so 12 killed by blue and 8 killed by red. Taking a look at the resources lost tab, it's now evened out. 5,100 resources lost by red and 5,000 resources lost by blue, and this game is now going into the macro game. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. There is no cheese, no two-base all-ins. That ship has sailed a long time ago. We are going into the macro game. What is this? The 5th base location in jeopardy. It will likely get canceled, and it does. Great reaction time by Cognite, and I think I forgot to mention that Yu is a Grandmaster level player, and I'm pretty certain Cognite is also a Grandmaster level player. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe Yu and Cognite are very similar in MMR, like within 100 MMR of each other. And here we go. We have a big engagement at the 4th base location for the red. For the red Keiron player, we do have the Stratus, which is an anti-air unit, and look at the range on this, and keep in mind, the Colossi can get hit by anti-air because they're just so massive. Oh my god, I'm running out of air, you guys. I'm running out of oxygen. This red army chasing down the Protoss army. The sentries trying to get the force fields to get the retreat to the rest of the Protoss forces, but forced to run away. The only thing that's left are stalkers. Taking a look at the upgrades though, 3 attack upgrades and 1 armor upgrades for our Protoss player. We have what I believe is 1-1 for our Keiron player, our red Keiron player. We do have the Umbras as well, and check this out, dude. They are cloaked. So we do have the Observer, so the fact that they're cloaked isn't necessarily super important at this point in the game until that Observer goes down, and I think the Observer did go down. Where is it? But Cognite possibly overextending himself, getting surrounded by the Charge Zealots and the Blink Stalkers, forced to retreat as well. Man, this game is getting crazy. We still have this Oracle alive with its 11 kills. These Charge Zealots happily attacking the Umbras, running away. Taking a look at the resources lost tab, man. Oh my god, 13,000 resources lost to 11,000, almost 12,000 for blue. So a slight deficit for our red Keiron player, and both players are still in this. Taking a look at the workers tab, 90 workers to 85 army supply, 93 to 77 in favor of Cognite. Oh man, I have to take a breath. Ooh, okay, we are back. Oh man, this game is getting crazy. The rock's going down. This will give both players a more straight shot to each other's side of the map. We also have the pariahs coming in to what is this, the 5th? No, yeah, 5th base location for our Protoss player. May force the cancel on this, but the Zealots coming in to save this, and we have that shade at the same time. We have what is going to be an engagement at the 4th base location for the Protoss player, but we have a shield battery and cannons, and we also have the Colossi. And we have the force fields as well, doing a lot of work, letting the Colossi have at it with that extended range and keeping the army at bay with those force fields. Cognite once again on the retreat. At the same time, we have what is going to be Zealots running all over the place. No, so we had one Zealot, one Oracle, and a bunch of Zealots. Taking a look at the workers killed though. 39 workers killed at this point in the game by our blue Protoss player. Oh man, it was those Zealots and that Oracle, man. We have Zealots everywhere. This is insane. This may be a game-deciding push. This is a huge hit on the red player's economy. And we also have the Inducers. I said it in my last game. These guys are the basketball players of the Custom Scion Races mod. Courtesy of GG Sigmar for calling them that. But they are really cool. So their DPS is dependent on how far away they are from the enemy unit. So that orb of energy on their back flies to a unit, does damage, and returns to their back. So the closer they are, the faster it moves now, or the faster it gets to its back at least. And we have a lot of Umbras coming in towards what is this? The 6th base? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, the 5th base location. And at the same time, we have what is going to be an attack on the 4th base location as well. So Cognite going for a multi-pronged attack. He's going for some vengeance. These cannons do give vision though for cloaked units, so I think Cognite could have remained there, especially given the fact that we have what is going to be a huge Protoss army, and we finally have it, the Mothership. It's not the best unit in the game. It's kind of silly. It's kind of silly that it's like the ultimate unit for the Protoss, but man, does it look so cool. Oh, I love this unit. Anyway, reminds me of the times of the Archon toilet, man. Better times is all I will say. But we also have one Zealot here getting surrounded by pariahs. Rest in peace. And we have what is going to be a big engagement. We do have the Tempest on the back of this. We have a really good diversity of units for you. We have the Disruptors, we have the Tempest, we have the Colossi, and we have the Mothership. One of the Tempests just about halfway dead. This Mothership is still at 250 health and 250 shields. For some reason, I thought they used to have more than that. Anyway, we also have what is this slow force field dropped by the Mothership, but Cognite doing a great job running away from that, making sure he doesn't get caught in it. And at the same time, we have the robotics facility potentially going down, and it does go down. So these pariahs doing a lot of damage, and we have Dark Templar on the field as well. And what is this? Okay, there's a ping here. I think that must have been an accident, or you is trying to tell me something from the past. Oh man, what a wild game. Protoss playing against a race that is dressed up as aliens for Halloween purposes, for festive purposes. We will call this Protoss dressed up as aliens, using drones as workers, dressed up as probes. So I'm gonna stick with that. We also have the Pariah here spotting the 6th base location for our blue Protoss, or 7th base location, excuse me. Let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait, no, 6th base location. Anyway, that is neither here nor there. The game is quieting down just a little bit. We also have the Gyre, which is a detector unit for the Keiron player, and it's a spellcaster as well, although I'm not super familiar with what it does. I don't see it too often, but I'm pretty sure it literally abducts units and does DPS when it picks up those units. Now we have this pesky Pariah doing some damage to this Nexus, but I don't suspect it's going to force the cancel. But it does tell the Red Keiron army that there is a vulnerable building right here. The sneaky Dark Templar taking out that Pariah, though. He is dressed up, he is cloaked, he's like trick or treat, and then dies. Oh, rest in peace. Great reaction time by you, though, forcing the cancel on that Nexus. Throws it down immediately. I think that was a little too soon. Does not get the cancel on the second attempt on that Nexus. Losing 400 minerals. Taking a look at the resources lost tab. 22,000 resources lost to 18,000. So, honestly, all things considered, relatively even. Taking a look at the worker supply. 76 workers to 72. Army supply 121 to 126. So, this game is super even. Taking a look at the workers killed, though. 52 workers killed to 22. So, you killing more workers this game and going for... What is this? I want to say this is the 6th base location for our Red Keiron player. We have some Disruptors trying to do some damage and getting some big hits on the back of this army. And now we have what are carriers on the field as well. The cloaked Protoss army doing a ton of damage to the Red Keiron army. The 6th base going down for Cognite, and this is a huge engagement for blue. Behind this, we also have a small attack force coming in to what is, at this point, the 5th base location for the Keiron player. But we have the Nullifier right here, does get the kills on those. And now we have what is the Protoss army. And why aren't they cloaked? What is going on here? Do they not look cloaked to you guys? What is going on here? The Mothership should be cloaking these things. But anyway... we have what is going to be a potentially big engagement on the middle left-hand side of the map. We have the 6th base coming down as well for our Keiron player. And here we go. We have the Mothership throwing down that stasis field and forcing the retreat on the Red Keiron army. And Cognite forced to retreat back home. He does not have a lot of army supply left. It's 39 army supply to 127. So it's looking like this engagement is in favor of our blue Protoss player. Cognite throwing out the GG, giving the victory to you. What a crazy cool Halloween-themed-esque Custom Races StarCraft 2 game. If you enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my email and Discord in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.